World of Warcraft is a game I constantly return to. Even when I have every intention of ditching for World of Azeroth, within a month or two I'm sucked straight back into the world. So after a short break, I finally returned to the game I have been playing for nearly 15 years now. And as a special treat for me, Blizzard have finally implemented an official classic hardcore mode. Now, after spending the better part of a year playing the hardcore add-on for the original classic World of Warcraft, which you may have seen some live streams earlier in the year, I have finally got to the chance to play an official version of the classic hardcore mod. So, in this series, I introduce to you the human priestess, Ceele. The whole point of this adventure series is, of course, the tried and true, how long can I survive? So, the first port of call, we obviously start out in Elwyn Forest, specifically in the Northshire region. After talking to Deputy Willem, and then the Stormwind Commander in charge of the Abbey, we're tasked with clearing out some kobold vermin infesting the grounds. After coming up clutch with that part of the adventure, we now get on to accepting a couple of main quests. First of all, we get to accept the quest to go and see our class trainer. Now this will come in important later, as we'll get to train all of our spells. But also, we get another quest from Deputy Willem. This will let us adventure further into Northshire Abbey and kill some Brotherhood bandits. Before going and killing any bandits, there's always a typical quest in any sort of MMO, where you've got to kill some wolves or boars or anything along those lines. So of course, we're going to go kill some wolves, just to get a bit of meat from them, to get a little bit of experience before we move on to anything else. So now, with a couple of quests pre-accepted, it's time to go on a bit of a killing rampage. The first quest we accepted was to kill some kobold workers. Now the next one after that is to go and kill some Devious bandits. Now the first one we're doing is the kobold workers, which is a bit annoying because the vermin here are much more common to spawn than the workers, so if you've got a few people in the area, which luckily I don't because I'm playing at like 3 o'clock in the morning, that yes, it's quite hard to get the kills because it's been clogged up, but luckily, like I say, I get free reign of the workers. But now it's time to move on to the bandits. Defias bandits now. And the quest for this one is to collect their bandanas. Now this was a really fun quest to do because the bandits are quite a higher level at my current stage in the game, so it's a bit more risk and reward, especially with being in hardcore mode, because if I get ganked, if I get teamed up on by a couple of them, I'm pretty much screwed. I cannot continue the game and I would have lost my character. But yes, anyway, we do manage to get the bandit bandanas, and yes, so it's time to move on yet again. Next on the list of killing is Garrick Padfoot. He's a leader of the Defias gang here in Northshire, who tries to take over the peaceful area. So, to prove we've killed him, we have to take his head. Now this won't be an easy task as there is guards guarding him. So I take on Garrick, I smite him down with my holy power as a priestess, and then the guard comes after me. Luckily some kind gentleman sees a damsel in distress and he feels it only right to kill the guard and save my life, although I wasn't in any real danger. But still, very nice move of him. So finally, after we do that, we move on to picking some grapes. Now the vineyard has been taken over and Millie needs her grapes in order to make the finest wine known to Northshire. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. So now it's time for a bit of kobold genocide. Now, normally I wouldn't be up for this, but they have been infesting the Abbey for quite a while, and it's a final quest we need to do here to actually get out of Northshire and head down to Goldshire. And this is where the turning point starts for the game, because the game starts getting very difficult after this, and we could die at any moment, especially when we eventually get to Westfall. There is just a damn we'll die at any turn if we don't pay attention. But that's neither here nor there. We've still got Goldshire and Elwyn Forest to contend with first, so let's head and kill these labourers. So there's one last thing to do before we head down to Goldshire, and that's head to our class trainer one last time, and this is where we start speccing into the ability we want to do. Now I get my first shadow ability here, which would be Curse Word of Pain. Now this one is a very important ability. It's a dot to damage over time, so it comes in very, very handy. But I will be speccing into the Shadow Priest spec when we get that far, if we should get that far. So, without further ado, let's head down to Goldshire, where we will accept a couple of quests on the way to turn in at the inn, and now we'll go and accept our final class quest of the episode, which will be to heal a guard and fortify him with power word Fortitude, which should leave us in a very nice spot to end the episode. Finding the guard to the east of Goldshire on the lakeside, we finally get to heal him and end out the episode. So we use Lesser Heal, and then we power word Fortitude to him, and that is where the episode for today comes to an end. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you are a longer time viewer of the channel, you may have noticed I've purged pretty much all of the videos on the channel, bar a few MMO ones. That's because I'm trying to get into the MMO sphere of YouTube, and I figured all of the clutter and videos that were just random nonsense need to go. I need to double down on something and stick to that niche. Even if I'm not doing a regular upload schedule, at least I have something I can upload which is on topic. Anyway guys, if you have enjoyed this video, I'd highly encourage you to leave a like, a comment, hit that subscribe button. It really is the most helpful thing you can do for a channel of my size. And until next time, I've been Connor, and I'll see you around.